I remember starting my foster classes. They told you all the technical things like the door alarms, the water pressure, the water heat, all the things that you had to do to keep these children safe in your own home, even though they were coming from some of the most horrific situations you could ever imagine. What they don't train you for is the emotional trauma that comes, not just my trauma and the trauma that my children, when they came in and then they left and listening to their stories, but the trauma that these kids come in with. I remember my very first foster child, they told us we wouldn't have more than one for the first couple months. We would be able to get used to just having a foster kid in the house, but what we didn't know was how great the need was. So we got Abby, was our very first foster child, and she was absolutely precious. Abby was in middle school. She was eager to make us happy. She had been in 6 foster homes already, and they couldn't find a full-time placement. She did have some behavioral issues, but I was used to that, being a teacher in some of our very difficult schools over in Miami and Broward. So we were able to manage her behaviors. She really just wanted to please us. We were supposed to have her for 3 days, and we ended up having her for 10. But on the 3rd day of having her, we got 2 of our favorites, and we got Jojo and Jaden. And Jojo and Jaden came in at about 3 o'clock in the morning. They had just watched their father, who had just been released from prison the day before, beat their mom so severely that, as Jojo put it, her eyeball popped out of her head. So after just kind of getting them adjusted to the house and getting them to school the next day, the officer and their social worker encouraged us to take them to school, and the school counselor would help work with them. We picked them up. We had them as well for a little over a week. They were actually able to keep in touch with their mom, which was really nice, while she was in the hospital. But they were some of our favorites. Was our first there, Abby, Jojo, and Jaden. The stories they would tell us and the things that these kids had been through at these young ages, we can't even fathom. The problem is they're happening in our own backyard. It's not like we're going to a third world country and adopting these children. I would get children or calls to take children every single day. And after fostering dozens of kids through our own home and my own kids leaving, I decided that I could no longer take it on my own. So my business partner and I, Jessica Nolan, started the Harlan Foundation. And tomorrow night, you have the opportunity to help as well, because we are kicking off our holiday drive at Foster the Future event, which is at Backyard Social tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I'll drop the ticket link below. People always ask, what can I do? How can I help? This is a great way to get involved without actually having to take kids in your own home. This money goes directly, the money we raise goes directly to the kids in our own school systems here in the Tri-County area. We help students that are in middle school and high school, because those are the hardest to get placed. And we can't do it without your generous help. So please join us tomorrow night. If you can't, think about giving a small donation. Any donation helps, or give a huge donation. We would love that, because what it does is helps us through the holidays with these kids while they're out of school, helping them get fed, helping them get rides to places, and of course, helping them have holiday gifts.